share your experiences with us in being a different businessman, the pains and the gains.
If you have worked in the Nigerian business environment, especially in a sector like real estate and construction, where the volume of transactions are typically large, uh, you would inevitably have encountered situations where people are trying to get you to compromise your values. Now, what has been helpful for me has been setting your red lines early on. Say, oh, that area that my values would not allow me to go beyond. So, for instance, in the early part of my career, supervising projects and handling procurement, you often have, vendors who want to come and lobby for subcontract or supplies and all of that, and who want to bring you gifts. So one of the, my career policies was not to accept gifts from anyone that I had supervisory responsibility over. So if there was a subcontractor on the project that I was involved in, never to accept any gift from them. Of course, for many people, they say, "Oh, they don't have any intention, so it's just a free will gift and all of that." And my response was, "The only gift that I want from you is for you to do your job, in the way that it has been specified in the contract." So, starting from that sort of background, much later in my career, there was a particular role that I was in. Was the senior role, and there was an instruction, management instruction to pay some money to a politically exposed person who had not done anything, and for the company, and the requirement would have been to basically create fictitious scope of work for what the person had done, and as justification for the payment. It was a large sum of money that was to be made at that time. And since, I had built my career on just drawing my red lines and trying to live by them, as God helped, it was easy for me in that scenario to put in my resignation the next day in that particular role. It wasn't, something that I did without paying some costs for it. At that point in time, I think this happened about June. My second child was born in July, so my wife was very heavy and due for delivery in about a month. And it wasn't like I saved up, all of the money that I would have wanted. But I realized that my position in that place was no longer tenable. I was turning down a direct instruction from very senior management. And I didn't see how it was going to be possible to stay in that place and continue to work in that context with that sort of unresolved issue between myself and senior management. So that's one very clear example of that sort of scenario. Now, I've then moved on, and I'm largely running my own enterprises now. I run a real estate company. We develop housing, and I also run a consultancy business. And now my engagement is very often with regulatory agencies, and the experiences this time is not me now being offered something. It is people requiring me to offer them something. And our policy as a company is to try to do things by the books. And for many people on the regulatory side of things, that's not how they want things to be done. And that has cost us money, okay? It has cost us delays. It has, in a sense, made us spend more on projects than other people who are trying to provide the same sort of goods in the market would spend, because they're happy to maybe deal with a regulator through the back end and get maybe for a specific thing, pay maybe 20% of what you'll be required to pay if you are going through the official channels. So, but we've tried in our dealings to say, well, we'd rather go through the official channels. And a popular business person in the environment, but we're settled on paying whatever costs there may be, and we're learning that as we go on and we leave God to sort out the outcomes, that it then works out ultimately in our favor. Now, one thing that is a red line for us over the years is we've completely abstained from doing government projects. And I worked a bit in the public sector, and I've then moved on and done private sector business. And while there's corruption in private sector, maybe even just as much as public sector, the procurement process in the public sector is very difficult to navigate if you're unwilling to compromise. So what we have done is to say we're just going to not bother at all. We're trying to win contracts in the public sector. And obviously that's leaving a lot of opportunity and money on the table, but you have to sort of weigh your objectives against that sort of thing and say, okay, this is what I'm pursuing in life as an individual, and this is what we're pursuing as a company, and compare that with the implications for participating in those sort of transactions and deals. So yes, constantly we're coming up against people trying to get us to compromise our values on a daily basis. I have to say that sometimes it's going to cost you money. Sometimes it's just going to be delays and people just being difficult. But we have been able to operate, maybe not as optimally as we would like. We're doing business and we hope to continue to do business and grow the business. There is, fantastic opportunity in living righteous. So right now, the bigger part of what we do is real estate construction and sale. And we started business just 5 years ago. So we're still in the early phase of trying to build the brand and grow the base of the business. But even as early stage as we are in our journey, we're seeing the gains, of trying to do things right, of trying to do right by the people you're doing transactions with. So one of the key gains that I've seen from people tend to trust you. And when I say people tend to trust you, this has very beneficial implications for a business. So I give you examples. We've had people who bought houses from us who have never been to the project site all through the point where we sold the project to them off plan, all through construction. Of course, we will send monthly reports and all of that. But given the context of people think of developers in Nigeria, that you would have Nigerians in Nigeria buy property from you and not feel the need to come and visit to verify that the monies that they're paying to you is actually going into construction work and that it's going to deliver homes to them. So we've had that. And the implication for us for that is our cost of financing our projects can be lowered because we can get equity from people who are buying homes and who trust us, almost implicitly that these people, they're going to be honest with me and they're going to deal with me, with integrity. The normal route to have financed our project would have been to go to the bank and to find that money at, say, 23%. We can get that money from someone who believes in what we're doing at 0%, and that money goes into construction and we're able to deliver projects. Okay, so that's one benefit. But I would say, beyond the pecuniary benefits of that sort of thing, the brand development, the easier access to finance that you get as a business, the bigger benefit is the peace of mind that you have as a business owner. Peace with God, peace with man, and peace with yourself. That, if today trumpet sounds, you're trying to keep, tidy accounts with the Lord, and, things as tidy as you've managed, to be able to keep them. So it's peace On the other hand, there are direct benefits to your business that you get from just trying to deal in integrity with people. We've also dealt with a large number of vendors and suppliers, and they're very happy to extend supplier credit to us, okay, because we deal with them again honestly. Uh, Ironically, our policy is to pay, but if we ever ask a vendor or a supplier, oh, we want 2 weeks credit, because we've so consistently dealt with them, honestly, they always will extend credit to us. So I would say the biggest benefit for building trust by living a life of integrity as a business person is that it gives you easier access to credit, whether it's financial credit or it's supplier credit.